Well, hello everyone. As I believe most of you know, it's been a long tradition at Church of the Cross in January to have our annual celebration. As a church, we do a potluck, we play games, we have different people share updates and testimonies, and we, for the last many years, have done an annual video.
Oh, funny video. Funny video.
That is true. It is a funny video, and part of the joy of actually watching the video together is we can hear the peals of laughter as people watch the video.
Or we get the occasional just painful silence when one of our jokes was just a little too sophisticated for the crowd.
That is true, yes. But this year, of course, it's going to be, it'd be hard to do a potluck. Obviously, it'd be hard to gather all the people we'd want to gather together in the sanctuary. And so our plan is to do an annual celebration, but to wait until we're able to do one where we can enjoy a meal together and can fill up the sanctuary again.
And at that time, we're planning on sharing really the funniest video yet. I know there are whispers that this one is like the godfather of Church the Cross videos at this point.
Oh, but Pete, The Godfather isn't really a funny movie.
Think of it more like the Citizen Kane of Church of the Cross videos then.
Citizen Kane isn't really a comedy.
You know, Christian, you don't have to be right on everything on this, all right? I think you get it. In the meantime, though, we thought we would have a look back and remember some of the past Church of the Cross videos and really ask that question then, where are they now?
Yes, where are they now? Where are past stars of our videos? What are they doing now? How did their participation in one of our videos affect the trajectory of our lives? Have they forgiven us yet? Would they consider dropping that lawsuit?
Keep hoping for that last one. So, Christian, the very first Church of the Cross video was about a super volunteer. What was the annual celebration you made that one for?
You know, interesting enough, Pete, that was not for an annual celebration. That was actually for a volunteer appreciation dinner where we made a nice meal and showed our volunteers how much we appreciate them.
I didn't know we did volunteer appreciation dinners.
Well, we used to.
So we just don't appreciate volunteers anymore.
Yeah, sure we do. We love our volunteers. We don't give them special dinners anymore. Anyway, let's watch a scene from a super volunteer, as we came to call this. It's not the highest quality video, as you'll see here in just a second, but it'll give you an idea of our very first video. And in this moment, we'll capture the super volunteer, played by Philip Grace, bringing some encouragement to the youth volunteer at that time, played by Ben Reed. Let's take a look. Here we go. It's going to be good.
Oh, Ben, what's the matter? Ben, come on.
Every week, I have a nervous breakdown. Crying like a child robbed of his toy. Usually wet my pants. I have to bring a whole change of clothes just to come to church now. But every week, Philip Grace holds me, convinces me life is worth living, and that even though I am the only youth leader willing to work with these kids, that I still have something of value for them. And I need that.
Hey, come on, man, get up. Get up. No, come on. Get up. Come on. You gotta get up. Come on. Come on.
No. You can do it. You can do it. You can. I know you can.
If it weren't for Philip Grace, I probably would have wandered the streets of Hopkins most Sundays and started drinking lukewarm Dunkin' Donuts coffee out of a thermos. Probably started, stealing cigarettes.
All right, come on, Ben. You can do it. Here's the hands. Go ahead. Hit it.
All right, I can do it. I can do it. I am not
Who's the
afraid of
youth
the
leader?
Dickinsons. I'm not afraid of the Dickinsons.
Who's the youth leader?
I guess that's me. Okay, I can do it. I can do it.
Yes. For Christ and his kingdom.
I don't know what that means.
Never mind.
You know, that was like watching like an old black and white video from like the early 1900s, wasn't it?
Well, and now we're glad we get to have with us Philip and Ben.
Yeah, and Philip is joining us from Texas.
Howdy. Ain't clapped eyes on all y'all since the rodeo was fixing to be as dry as a dog pit.
Philip, what happened to you? Aren't you a professor of medieval history?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I I've just been trying to fit in down here so much. Anyway, let's go ahead. Yeah.
So tell us, we're kind of calling this "Where Are They Now?" Tell us, Ben, Philip, where are you now?
Well, I bring you greetings from Covenant Anglican Church in San Marcos, Texas. We're a 4-ish-year-old church plant in the ACNA International Diocese under Bishop Bill Atwood. So that's what I'm doing at church. And then my day job, I'm on staff at Texas Lutheran University, which is neither very Lutheran nor very much of a university, but is very Texas. So I've also realized that the optimal hair length for ministry is 37% shorter than I had it back when I was in Minnesota. So that explains our lack of impact. Sorry about that. Anyway, but if you look at my hair length now, I think that just about sums it up.
I miss the old long hair, Philip. And Ben, what about you?
Well, after Minnesota, I spent a number of years traveling around the U.S., living in multiple places. I finally hit puberty and could grow a beard, so that was nice. And now I'm back in my hometown of Indianapolis. I am an assistant pastor at Redeemer Presbyterian Church, which I know you were at before you, crossed the river or whatever into to Cambridge, became an Anglican.
Right. I swam the Thames, as they say. So,
Yes.
Yes. Redeemer Presbyterian. We were there in its first year, so when it was a church plant.
Very, very long time ago.
Yes. Yep.
Well, so Ben, Christian, and I are all on church staffs at this point, but Philip, you're still volunteering. How is that working for you?
Well, it's true. My church work is on a volunteer basis, but I'm sure that on the other hand, you all make similar sacrifices to serve your local history departments, right? So
I sacrifice financially to serve my local history department, as my son is a history major at a local university. Now, Philip, we showed a little clip when we began this from the Super Volunteer video, the first ever Church of the Cross video. Now, it was a little exaggerated. To my knowledge, I don't think you ever actually hand squeezed grapes to prepare for communion.
well, just that once. When you made it was for penance. You remember, man, Lent was really rough those early years of church.
Well, we've matured some since then. So, but you truly were a super volunteer. You were very involved in volunteering at Church of the Cross, especially at a time when we desperately needed volunteers in our first years as a church. Anything you would say today to those at Cross that are volunteering or maybe considering volunteering?
Yeah, the first thing is do not miss the annual volunteer appreciation dinner. That is really what kept me going. It was really useful.
That's awkward.
Yeah, just keep going.
Well, the other thing is that COVID has really made me take more seriously the communion of the saints. I find that even when we can't be together in our bodies, our communion is not dependent on the internet or even physical space. And I find that I am with Church of the Cross in spirit an awful lot. The things that I have learned from all of you continue to echo in my life. And I know that a lot of the members of the congregation, I haven't met you because I moved away so long ago, but I don't know everything that's happened to you, but we are one body because we have one bread, one Lord, one faith. So I know that's not a very good joke, but it makes me smile.
Philip, that was actually really pure and heartfelt. I can tell why you aren't making videos here at Church of the Cross anymore.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think back and I just think back to Cross and the beautiful music and the hospitality, the friendliness, those times that Ben preached and I got to finally hear a really good sermon. There was just so
I think we've heard enough from Philip. Actually, you're not coming through anymore. So why don't we move to Ben? Ben, catch us up. And
Christian is fine to me. I think you just muted him.
No. He's fine. Ben, tell me this. You were part of Church of the Cross at the very beginning. You worked actually at the church. You were immersed in the world of Anglicanism, and now you're an ordained Presbyterian pastor. So just tell us the truth. Who do you like better, Presbyterians or Anglicans?
Presbyterians, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, Seriously though, I mean, come like just between us, who do you like better?
I mean, Presbyterians. My wife is one. My kids are baptized Presbyterians. My colleagues, the members of the church I serve. I'm the clerk in the presbytery.
And maybe you
It's
need
not
some more time to think about it. I mean, maybe like
No,
if
this
you
is not
thought about
difficult
it
at
and
all.
really wondered.
No, I made up my mind. It's fine.
Okay, well, sanctify us also. Ah, aha! I knew there was still some Anglican in you. All right.
All right, yeah, you caught me.
This question.
You're right, Christian. It's
All right.
fine.
So Ben, you helped to direct and write. You even got to play a part in that first ever cross video. How do you feel about that legacy that you've left behind for us all?
Well, my legacy, or I guess it's probably better to say my legend, looms large. I hope I haven't cast too big a shadow on all the great people who come after me, like you, Pete.
You haven't.
But thanks. But we really need to talk about how I viewed myself and my role in the church. There's a lot of pressure on a rector like Christian, especially in a pretty young church plant. It's hard for the best of us. Then you throw in trying to minister to Minnesotans, and it's another level of difficulty. These are people who think Spock from Star Trek is too emotional. So I always viewed myself as someone who had to help provide that kind of pressure release valve, so to speak. Humor can help relieve the pressure for the people doing the hard work of ministry so they can catch their breath before continuing on. But it's not always easy to play that role. You know this, Pete. Every rector thinks they're hilarious. You have to do a little bit of ego stroking and a lot of deflection to keep them engaged without letting them embarrass themselves on camera. And you're trying to get Minnesotans to laugh at people who think ketchup is spicy and physical comfort is only for the sinful. So it's nearly impossible. But at the end of the day, I think that people who laugh together bond with each other, and that bond is very important when they inevitably face, setbacks and disappointments and hardships in ministry. So I hope if I do in fact have a legacy of any kind, it is to have helped create an environment where the people of the church feel like a real family.
Oh, man, that's very nice. Thank you. And just so you know, my ego is as fragile and needs as much stroking as it ever did. So final question, Ben. In that video, it was very funny. You played this like burnt out volunteer working with the youth group. Tell me about your process of getting to that character, kind of finding that place of burned outness.
Wait, you think I was acting? That was real. That was a call for help. I still have nightmares on a weekly basis that the Kingsberries are going to come kidnap me and take me back to Minnesota. Those kids were horrible.
Oh, Ben, you still got that great sense of humor.
You think I'm joking? I've been in therapy for a decade because of that.
Oh, wait, you're breaking up as well. I don't know what it is with this connection. It looks like we've lost both Ben and Philip. Well, good to be with you guys. Thanks.
I think you muted him.
No.
Think of it more like Citizen Kane, then. The Citizen Kane of Church Lacrosse videos.
Citizen Kane isn't a comedy. It's not funny at all.
You know what, Christian? You don't always have to be right about this, all right? I think you get the idea. In the meantime, though.
Wow, okay. We're getting close to the bone here. Well, you're right. You're right, Pete. I don't always have to be right. I'm sorry. Have you even seen Citizen Kane?
No, of course not.
You've seen The Godfather.
Oh, yeah, I've seen all of those.